Hey guys, welcome back. Today we'll try to understand how we can add calculated food. This is very important topic when it comes to pivot table because at times we have to do some manual calculations on your data to get the desired result. For an example, I want to show percentage achievement, but I cannot create a new column and add a percentage of achievement. Rather, I want it to do a target versus achievement or in this particular example, I'll show you how a simple thing can be done. Uh, I want to add the days of work uh, with the leaves day. So suppose I have number of leaves days here. So I want to add this and this days to calculate the number of days, total number of days for a particular employee. Yeah. So I do not need to add a separate column into my data. I can use calculated column. So think of a calculated field as an additional field in your data that is uh, that is calculated based on structure of your pivot table. So in other words, if what I can say is if you were only showing sales for a particular employee that I wanted to show and against which I want to show the target, but I also want to see the percentage achievement. That is how I could calculate it. I'll show you that as well because we have targets and achievement in our data. So I'll show you that as well. So we could, instead of adding a new column into my data, I will add the calculation itself in the pivot table. So how do I do that? So I go to my pivot table. So I have where I have my days worked and leave days. I want to know the total number of days. So what I can do is I go to the Analyze tab once again in our pivot table from the pivot table tools section that we have. I go to the fields and items section, which is available in the calculations group. So if you see here, we have the fields and items. Okay. So I click on this fields and items and we have an option called calculated field. Yeah. So I'll click on calculated field. What I want to do is I want total days. So I'll name this column as total days. What I want to add as total day. So I want to add the days work. Yes. And I want to add them. So I'll say plus leave days. Yeah. So I have this formula which has been created now here and I'll say add. Okay. So I'll say add. So here what we are trying to do, let me explain this window which has opened. So I'm giving a name to the field first. So this is the name to the field. Here is the formula that I'm creating for the calculated field. And these are the field lists which I will use towards the calculation that has to be used in the formula. Okay. Insert field again, if I have to insert field, or I can double click on this particular field to add it in the formula. Yeah, either you click on insert field or double click on this particular field. Once I have created all these formulas, I need to click on the add button. Yeah, to add this formula to the pivot table. So I'll say add. So let me remove this drawings. I'll say add. Yeah, and I'll say okay. Okay, so I'll say okay, and you'll find the calculation has come up. So I have this total number of days being calculated here, but in the main data sheet, the data where we had our data, it doesn't have this sum of total days. Yeah, so you can see 72 plus 18 is 90. I'll show you what I use usually for my sales team as such. So let me copy this. And instead of number of days, let me remove this thing. Let me have the sales target and achievement. So here is the target and here is the sales that we have. So, and since it is only confined to sales department, I'll just keep the sales department here. I'll say sales. I'll say okay. Yeah, so we have the sales. What I need to do is I want to see the percentage achievement of each of this person. So what I can do is, again, I go to analyze. I'll click on field item sales. I say calculated field. What I want to do is I want to get percentage achievement. Yeah. And which are the fields that I need to select is my sales divided by the target that I have achieved. That would be my percentage achievement. So I'll say okay. And you will find I have got this percentage. I need to convert this into percentage. So I select the cells. I'll say home and I'll say percentage. So we can see the percentage achievement that I have done against each salesperson. So this is where actual practical scenario that I have shown for a sales department that I have done. You can do it for any department. For HR, I can have his KRAs been mapped and I could take a percentage of his KPIs, how much has been achieved and all. Yeah. So couple of interesting features of a calculated fields are you can reuse the new calculation from the pivot table field list in as many pivot tables as you like. So if I click on this pivot table, this particular field is been created now in the field list. So if you here, you can see this, the total days also is being created in a percentage. And now I can use it in any pivot table as I want. Yeah, so that's one important feature. If you update the calculated column, every pivot table that calculation is updated to reflect the new. So if I have to change any formula or any of the features in this particular formula, I'll go back to analyze, I'll go back to field, say calculated field, and I will check for the percentage achievement formula and I can change the formula here. And it will be applicable across all the fields where I have used this in any of the pivot table. Okay. Lastly, changing the base row or column selections creates all new calculations. So you need to remember that. Okay. So that's very important when we are talking about using calculated columns. And this is one of the very important feature that you need to use. And you may use when you're using pivot table. That's very important. Yeah, hope you understood the concept of this calculated item or called calculated column that you have in pivot tables. Hope you like this video. Do like it, share it across with your colleagues who want to learn Excel. And yes, do not forget to subscribe to my channel because that's how you are going to get all these informative videos directly to your inbox. And yes, do not forget to comment if you want me to cover any of the topics which are utmost important to you in your daily life and you want to cover want me to cover it in this 365 days of Excel journey. Yeah. Thank you so much.